So what if I told you the Gleaner might have just picked a fight with the wrong company and the receipts are nasty? By the end of this video, you will see why this isn't just a media story. It's a full-blown political landmine waiting to explode. Stick around because this story has betrayal, big money, and a legal showdown that could burn reputations to the ground. But what the Gleaner didn't print, that's the real shocker. So even though you see Elhydro put out a second article, a threaten to pursue further legal action against the Gleaner, me go break down and show you exactly why Elhydro cannot sue the Sunday Gleaner. So make sure you watch the video until the end. The big question. So here's the million, or should I say $billion question. How did a company called Elhydro land a $1.4 billion school bus contract, get dragged across the front page of the Sunday Gleaner, and then flipped the script by threatening to sue one of Jamaica's oldest media giants? Strap in, because this political drama isn't just messy, it's volcanic. And yes, it involves lawyers, ministers, a $1.4 billion contract, and of course a newspaper article that blew up the internet. The characters who's who in this drama. Let's meet our cast of characters, because trust me, they deserve their own Netflix series. 1. Elhydro Limited, a relatively quiet company until the Sunday Gleaner front page called them out with the headline, "Not certified, Elhydro got $1.4 billion school bus contract without dealer status." Yikes. But Elhydro clapped back fast, saying the story was not just misleading but defamatory. Their lawyers firing off letters. Their stance: retract or we sue. The second character, the Gleaner, Jamaica's journalistic giant, been around longer than some governments, but this time silent, stone cold, no apology, no retraction, just page one bombs. Third character, the government. Enter Transport Minister Darrell Vaz, who's like, hold up, the buses were imported by the ministry, not Elhydro. He even dropped the import license receipts with the government's name on it. Like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Do you think the Gleaner crossed the line with that front page article? Or is Elhydro just trying to silence the truth? Drop your thoughts below. Hashtag Gleaner wrong if the media misfired. Hashtag Elhydro if the company hiding something. Hashtag Vaz receipts if Darrell Vaz's documents change the game. I'm reading and hearting the hottest comments. The legal standoff. Lawyers get involved. Elhydro's attorney, Nico Pagan, wasn't playing. In a formal letter he gave the Gleaner until July 21st, 2025 to fix the mess. That's right. Retract the article, apologize publicly, or see us in Supreme Court. The letter even threatened aggravated and punitive damages. Translation: big money lawsuit incoming. But what did the Gleaner do? Nada, zip, silent, like a church mouse at midnight. The damage: Elhydro's reputation hanging. Now let's talk damage, because this isn't just about reputations, it's about billions in public contracts. Elhydro says the article made it seems like they broke Jamaican law, like they were illegally importing buses without certification. And in the business world, that kind of accusation can cost you future deals, credibility, and investor confidence. You don't throw around illegal importer lightly, not unless you have rock solid proof, which according to Elhydro, the Gleaner did not. My expert analysis. Who's really in trouble here? Let's break this down politically. Why is this story so explosive? Because it sits at the crossroads of government procurement, media accountability, and public trust. On one hand, you've got a media house doing its job: investigate, expose, inform. But on the other, you've got a private company accusing that media of pushing false narratives that could destroy livelihoods. Key insights. If Elhydro is right, then the Gleaner not only misfired, they may be liable for millions in damages. If the Gleaner is right, then the public has a right to know how billions in contracts are awarded to uncertified companies. But here's the kicker. What if both sides are telling the truth from different angles? Gleaner versus Elhydro. Who's really in the wrong here? Was the Gleaner doing journalism, or was it a hit job? Is Elhydro hiding something, or just defending their name? Drop hashtag Gleaner gone too far, or hashtag Elhydro sketchy in the comments below. Best comment gets pinned. Let the political firestorm begin. The political backdrop, the opposition's shadow. Now here's where things get even spicier, because this isn't happening in a vacuum. There's already a full-blown tug of war between the opposition and the government over the rural school bus program. So when a $1.4 billion deal lands in the lap of a company that's allegedly not certified, that becomes prime political ammunition. The PNP sees this as a golden scandal. The JLP scrambles for receipts. Meanwhile, the public is left wondering what's really happened behind the scenes of this deal. The twist: Minister Vaz steps in, and just when you thought the Gleaner had Elhydro in a corner, Transport Minister Darrell Vaz stepped in like a surprise witness in a courtroom drama. He released the actual import license, clear as day, with the Ministry of Transport as the official importer, not Elhydro. That single document might have saved Elhydro's reputation and flipped the narrative on its head. But if Elhydro didn't import the buses, then why did the Gleaner say otherwise? Was it bad intel, a political setup, or something deeper? So people, make sure you watch the video to the end, because me gonna break down why Elhydro cannot sue the Gleaner none at all, and them just make a bag of empty threat and a bag of nice. You see me? And this is why the 21st come and gone, and the Gleaner never apologize, and the Gleaner never do no retraction. So make sure you watch until the end, and me gonna break it down for you. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Sunday Gleaner drops front page bombshell. Elhydro got contract without dealer status. Elhydro fires back. Article is false, defamatory, and legally dangerous. July 21st, deadline for retraction passes. Gleaner silent. Darrell Vaz releases import license. Government named as importer. Lawsuit lawsuit looming, reputation on the line, political war intensifying. Pick your side. Elhydro defending their name, plus receipts from Daryl Vaz. Gleaner just doing their job and reporting facts. Comment your side below and tell us why. This is the court of public opinion, and you are the jury. My final analysis, what this means for Jamaica. This isn't just a battle between a company and a media house. It's a case study in how power, politics, and perception collide in Jamaica. If Elhydro sues and wins, it could send shockwaves through local journalism. If the Gleaner holds its ground, it may embolden future investigative reporting, no matter who it offends. But the real question is, who's protecting the truth and who's protecting their interest? If you found this breakdown spicy, wait till you see what's coming next. Trust me, this story is far from over. Like, comment, and subscribe if you think Jamaica deserves answers. Drop a comment below. Was the Gleaner wrong, or is Elhydro hiding something? So, me go play a news audio excerpt from Nationwide, and the title of the article is Elhydro pursuing further legal options against the Gleaner. So let's listen up. Big up Nationwide.
The Sunday Gleaner story was published on July 13, 2025 under the headline Not Certified. Elhydro got $1.4 billion school bus contract without dealer status. But Elhydro Limited says the story wrongly implied it had breached Jamaican law by importing school buses without the required permits or certification. According to Elhydro, the allegations were not only factually incorrect, but also damaging to its business reputation. In a letter sent to the Gleaner last week, Elhydro demanded a full retraction and public apology over the article. Elhydro had given the newspaper until July 21, 2025 to issue a correction and apology. It stated that if the Gleaner failed to do so, it would instruct its attorneys to file a claim in the Supreme Court seeking aggravated and punitive damages along with legal costs. However, the attorney representing the company, Nico Pagan, says the media outlet has not responded in the affirmative to its demand. The attorney at law says the company is now discussing further legal options. This follows weeks of back and forth between the opposition and the government surrounding the rural school bus program. Transport Minister Daryl Vaz has gone on record saying the ministry is the importer of the buses in question and not Elhydro Limited. He also published the import license, which names the ministry as the importer, which was approved on June 23, 2025. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
A $1.4 billion contract, a front page expose, and now a possible lawsuit. Do you believe the Gleaner should apologize publicly, or was this exactly the kind of reporting Jamaica needs? Let's hear it. Media responsibility or political cover-up? Reply with they crossed the line, or let the truth come out. Well, to answer that, the Gleaner spoke with Elhydro directly, and that is Mr. Scott, who is one of the directors of Elhydro, and he went on record saying that he imported the buses and that no other company in Jamaica could have done what he did. So him go on record and take full 100 responsibility and credibility, say Elhydro imported the buses. So that intel the Gleaner, and that the Gleaner write, print, and run with. But what Elhydro didn't know was the Gleaner did a thorough investigative journalism and then realized about you know have no license for import no buses based off of where the trade board tell the Gleaner you don't have no license for import new nor used vehicle into the country. So when you confirm say you import the buses buses. That's when the Gleaner article and investigation was completed. That's why they could have published the article saying not certified. Hence, when you threaten legal action, the Gleaner look upon you and laugh after you because they must say you cannot sue we because one of the director of Elhydro confirmed on record that Elhydro import all of the 110 buses. That's why the Gleaner don't do no retraction, they don't do no apology because you cannot sue them. Get it? Don't make it go over your head. So, even though you see Daryl Vaz run out, you see me, like a man on fire, and I show receipts, and he release the actual import license, you see me, clear as day, say, the Ministry of Transport is the official importer of the buses, not Elhydro. Daryl Vaz just make be nice. This does not strengthens Elhydro case for sue the Gleaner. If you pay attention to the wording, Elhydro is threatening legal action. All know they can't take legal action, you know. So this is all a bluff by Elhydro. Forget the Gleaner fi do a retraction and apology, but as you can see, July 21st come and gone, and there was no apology issued, and there was no retraction of the article. So this is the second article where Elhydro put out now, you know, as a press release. We say, well, Elhydro pursuing further legal options against the Gleaner. I'll know them still not file an official lawsuit because you know why they can't file no official lawsuit. They can make only empty threats because nothing did they sue the Gleaner for. Zero, zilch, nada. They can't sue the Gleaner for nothing because the Gleaner did nothing wrong. And Elhydro and their lawyer them know that, but them just try a stunt to see if they can, you know, try press the Gleaner. But I don't know if you know this, but the Gleaner have their expensive corporate lawyers on retainer, so you can't threaten a major company like the Gleaner where have their lawyers and their law firm ready to defend them. Yes, the Gleaner have their corporate law firm on retainer with them king's counsels. So Elhydro just full of hot ear and I make be nice. So me not even know why Elhydro put out this second article. And if they do make a mistake and say them I go sue the Gleaner and take them to the Supreme Court, them actually only I go open themselves up to a counter lawsuit because they don't have no legal grounds to actually sue the Gleaner on. I wonder if you don't understand what I go on. That's why them make empty threats and they don't actually file no lawsuit yet because nothing did they sue for. Elhydro just do this because Vaz and the government use them as a political pawn in this situation. So the government press Elhydro button and put the battery in them back. And I say, go rush Gleaner. Is this just media drama or a bigger plot to distract from something else? Drop your conspiracy theories below. No judgment. Bonus points for wild but convincing takes.